Hey there, Toby. Hope you're having a great day today. Here's your video lessons. 3 things I want to talk about. I'll talk about those 3 things, and as usual, feel free to shoot a video or a message back on over to me if with any questions you got, and I'll do my best to answer. Cool, let's get to it. So, got your email, checking in to see if we have a video today. Yep, you always get a video. If I'm open, you get a video. Even if practice wasn't so hot this week, or say you had an awesome week of practice, doesn't matter. I'll always send you something over. So, cool. So first thing is, let's go ahead and wrap up. It's not in the notes, but let's go ahead and wrap up our thoughts on Smells Like Teen Spirit. Send me over a video when you get a chance of you playing through the riffs. I'm assuming, since I didn't see a video from you this week, everything's going hunky-dory. The big challenge with this tune is 3 things. One is that little mini bar, and then so the verse is that with the chorus, right? Dun 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 bum, 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 da. And then as it gets hello, 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 right? That part, you were picking on outside picking, and then it goes to that that part right there. That's the trick for this song. One of the teaching points. Doing the muted strum. It's a very popular rock device. And then lastly is the half bar power chord. So you have that. Is it up? That's it. There it is. Should have warmed up first with that one. The trick for that one is the fast power chord switches. That's the challenge for this tune. Like I said, I'm assuming that everything's going well with that. And then practicing switching between from one section to the next. That's sort of a challenge part for this one. If I were just grading out just like the riffs by themselves, isolated, they're not quite as hard as the whole song put together without stopping, right? That makes the song harder. I'm assuming everything's going well with that, so I'm going to do the new teaching points. The new teaching points to prepare you for the next phase. So there's kind of 2 things you have to think about, or a few things to think about with rock guitar is that you have rock riffs, right? Take for example, "Good Times Bad Times" by Led Zeppelin. It's hard song, right? But that da 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 bom bom. It's that ba dee ba dee ba da ba da da da. Something like that. It's a single line riff, so you can think of that as a single line as a single line pentatonic riff. You have the other side of things, which is power chords, like a power chord riff. That's just power chords. This one over here is just rock riff, pentatonics, or just power chord. And the other thing you want to think about too is combining those 2 in a riff. Say, for example, if I don't screw this one up again, so you that right there, the Girl Scout Rhythm, which we'll do pretty soon, another AC/DC tune, combines power chords with a pentatonic run. Now, to get better at our pentatonic riffs, we have to do an exercise called walking fingers. For lack of a better term, that's what I call it, right? I'm sure there's a cooler rock name for it. I call it walking fingers because it just makes sense to call it that. What you're going to do is, I've tabbed out here, A minor pentatonic box 1. It's going to be this. 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. And you can either use the ring finger for this, or you can use the pinky, whichever you like. I've seen the combination of all different types of fingerings for these. What you got to think about with this is start in the middle of the scale. So practice the whole thing, but then when you go practice walking fingers, you're going to be on strings 5, 4, and 3. And what you're going to think about is this. As soon as you get that ring finger down, the next finger is walking to the next string. I'm going to exaggerate the motion. Let's see if you can see this here. Imagine these are feet walking down the street. Like I said, I'm raising super high so you can see the technique. In actuality, I would do, right? So in practice, I would keep my fingers much closer to the fretboard, but just to show you the motion of it, big steps. These fingers are made for walking. That way, when you go to play a riff, as soon as you get that finger down, your finger's poised over the next string. That's how you get faster. One of the ways we get faster is by concentrating on the left hand to make sure that the left hand is getting to the next string in time. So that's what I want you to practice this week. Start with the 5-7, 5-7, 5-7 part of the scale. Just the same way that if you walk, right, you don't have like both feet on the floor, right? It's not that. It's one finger after another. And you can do that big exaggerated motion, might be good. I really force you to think about lifting and placing. So practice that for me. Number 2 is a bar chord strengthening drill, but also the opening riff for Highway to Hell. Now, as a disclaimer here, you're probably going to go online. I know you're going to do this, because all my students do it. They're going to go online and they're going to go to Ultimate Guitar or Songster, and they're like, hey Doug, I found the tab, and you tabbed it out differently than how they did it on the line. And that might be true, right? And think about it this way, AC/DC probably played those songs. I'm not sure if they're touring anymore still, but they played those songs for like 50 years. Do you think they went out every night and played the song the same way every single time? This ain't Bach, this ain't Mozart, this is not classical music, right? Jazz players don't play the songs the same way every single night. Rock players do not play the song the same way every single night. They get bored of their own arrangements. Radiohead's a perfect example, right? They'll release a song, they'll play like that, and then they'll get bored to tears playing the song that way, and then they'll jazz up and do a completely different arrangement of the song. So the idea that the tab is the same every single time, like I said, this is not a Beethoven piano sonata where it's the same way every single time. This is even then he would change it up, right? He would do edits and like, oh, let's put some higher notes in there because he came up with a new piano, so let's put some higher keys in there. So even the classical musicians will still mix it up. For this riff, what we're going to do is we're going to play it this way. So our little mini A5 power chord, mini bar power chord, and you're going to hit that 3 times. You're pointing back at yourself. Nice small little hole right there. Remember, your daughter working on it has that mouse hole going on. Same thing with you. And then what you're going to do, you're going to switch into a power chord shape, a little partial power chord shape. But what we're going to do is we're extend the first finger out and grab the 2nd fret while this is on the 5th string, 5th fret. Instead of playing a G5 like this, we're going to reach out, keep this guy tall and rounded, right? And then you're going to reach with the pointer finger. So this is the center of the hand, and you're going to reach out from, sorry, my knuckles look again into a fist fight. It's dry weather. Get on my hands. Reaching out and grabbing this. This all stays the same. This all stays oriented on the fretboard, anchored to the fretboard, and this reaches. And then I go 2, 2, and then scooch it up to the 3, 2, 2, 3, while this guy stays put. And that's going to strengthen this part of the finger here. That way, when you do more full bars, this will all be strong enough to do said technique, right? So that's why I teach it this way and I arrange the song this way. Is that yeah, we can totally play, right, that way the Angus did, but this is a great opportunity for us to do a bar chord primer exercise with this. Okay. So we have this, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. Oh. Ooh, I have to change the tab. Right, so we have this. We have A5, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, A5 twice. That's the main riff. And then after that, you have the chorus riff, which is A, E5, so A5, I'll say A, just understand they're all power chords. A, E5, E, off, open 4-3-2 string, G5, D5. This week, just work on switching between the shapes. That's the open 4-3-2 strings. G5, keep that ring finger down. D5. practice it with distortion too. Get my fuzz on here. I practice both ways, so that way I practice clean so I can hear every little thing that I'm doing, and then the distortion so that way I kind of learn how to control all that rock and roll power coming out of the combo amp. Awesome. So work on those 3 things for me. Like I said, if you want to send over a video of you playing through Smells Like Teen Spirit, feel free to send it over. If not, I will see you on Tuesday.